Well, in some sense, then, it is the case that the way is to see God as your heavenly dad, but that might have no meaning when there's no families left. If we ever have that situation, and mankind still lives. And then it may need a different message, because they won't know what parenthood was back in the annals of history and historicity and unknowing. But whilst families are extant in our experience, then to know God, your God, as Dad, is the Jesus solution, namely the solution of the Jesus story. It's not major in Christianity, surprisingly, but that's the way of the world, the way it is. But it does seem to be the very focus in the Jesus story, the Gospels. Certainly in John's prayer, I say certainly, but seems so. So, I think it may be the case that as long as the family exists, to see God as our perfect Heavenly Father that loves us, of course, is the way to go. And in that sense, Jesus was the way in the story. Because he calls him Dad, Abba, Father, over 100 times in John's Gospel. Something like that, and something like 200 times in the Gospels as a whole. So that seems to be the very focus of the story. It's a story that's survived by the grace of God for 2,000 years, apparently. And perhaps it was written in a different version long before, like the mystery cults in some way. I don't know. All I can say is personally, the great blessing it's been to hold the view that God is Heavenly Dad, our Dad. Most able, probably all powerful. Perhaps the creator of all, yes, possibly. And loves us. And perhaps this was the great contribution of the story to the Hebrew understanding of God, which was in many ways not a lovely God, but one that brought fear through being, yes, all-powerful, but, well, sort of all-powerful, but lacking that love, which was Jesus' story, by comparison, emphasizes greatly. Don't worship the story, don't worship the messenger. Don't worship each other. Call no man Father, Master, Lord, Teacher on the earth. Just your God. And devotion to him, not membership of some organization, but devotion to God, your God. Seems to be the way of the story. How important is the story to you? in its present form of what you might read in the Gospels, in whatever the present translation is from your point of view, the version of the Gospels. What's your personal view of your very personal God, your Heavenly Dad? And if you take that as your foundation, then in some sense it seems you will have followed Jesus. In which case you may well feel that you are sent, since that's part of the story. And you may too therefore feel called to suggest the possibility to others that to see God as their Heavenly Dad is the way to go. But you don't have to get crucified for it. And if you are persecuted in one city, well, the story says, flee into another. Don't sit there and wait to be crucified. In the world, you'll have persecution, the story says. But there's no need to put up with it. Flee. Ease off. What seems to be crucial is to hold in your heart to God being your Heavenly Dad and loving Him and being devoted to Him with all that you are. Taste and see. Find out. Practice. Try it. And see that the Lord is good. Bless you. And of course, as a child of God, you are blessed from the beginning, just like Jesus in the story. I suggest you read John 17 very carefully and in as reliable a translation or words of the Greek that you can follow. It won't be a perfect following, but we trust it will be enough. Especially if He's a perfect God that loves you. You can't really go wrong, if you know what I mean. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.